big deal.
Get in the know. Non-stop Vikings talk. It's Purple Daily on Score North and ScoreNorth.com.
And away we go.
Football!
Football, yeah! Football!
Football!
Yeah, Purple Daily, daily Vikings entertainment presented by our friends at Quick Trip. And we bring in our friend from the trenches. He doesn't sleep. He just waits in the trenches all week long. You can find him breaking down film and just doing Alex Boone things on his podcast and YouTube channel, The O-Line Committee. He is a 10-year NFL vet who played in the Super Bowl, loved it so much in Minnesota, he stayed here. Alex, the Rhino, Boone.
What's up, fellas?
Dude.
Who's excited?
I'm pumped, Boone.
6-4, 5 straight victories. How we feeling?
How we feeling? How about we don't even have the best player in the NFL on the field either? I mean, like one of the most star-studded receivers that could just absolutely blow this entire thing wide the frick open, dude. I'm so excited. It was hockey all day yesterday. I was up till like 3 in the morning watching all the games. The Vikings game was insane. The Bengals game was insane. Just so much fun football to talk about. And it goes back to the whole thing that we talked about last week. When you haven't seen that style of football in a while from this team, people don't know what to look for. But I was there with Alex Smith, and then we transitioned to Cap, and it was like, oh, no, oh my God, this is going to be so much fun, right? Because you can't really mess up. Yeah, I could mess up, but he could just take off running, right? And all of a sudden, someone dives at his ankles, and he's like, oh, look, there's TJ 10 yards down the field with nobody running about. I just could, whoop. Boop, boop, boop. The whole defense is like, really? Chase this guy out of the pocket. We got him running.
You are so perfectly, uniquely situated to speak on this because of what you said with Alex Smith. So it kind of feels like there's a little bit of a, like people felt devastated and are still sad for Kirk and, win one for Kirk. But it has so quickly moved into, oh my God, this is a whole nother dynamic. Like, of course, Kirk can sit back there and dissect teams in the pocket, and we're going to break down some of the clips of just things that like only Josh Dobbs can do.
Right.
Lamar Jackson can do some of. Yep. So what was that vibe like for you guys in San Francisco, where you guys were playing really well? You were a playoff team. Alex Smith's playing the best football of his career over a couple of years. And then he's out and like, oh my God, what do we do now? And then a couple weeks later, you're like, this might actually be better with Colin Kaepernick. Like, take us through that whole thing.
It was amazing. Alex Smith, one of the greatest to ever do it. I mean, just the nicest guy, great family guy, great dad, great quarterback. One of the great things I loved about Alex was the minute we would become alone with him and we would be on the back of the bus after a game, we'd be like, hey, totally biff that, dude. My bad. Like, I did not mean to do that. He'd be like, you know what? I should have thrown the hot. It's my fault. Without missing a beat, you'd be like, I fucking love this guy.
Yeah.
Like, he would never be like, you know what, you're right, it is your fault. He'd be like, dude, I should have dished the hot. It was my bad. All good. Won the game, lost the game. I mean, we went to Arizona one time. He went like 20 for 20 on a Monday night game. I mean, it was super. He was the Kirk, right? I'm going to dissect you. I'm going to get you into the right play. I'm going to get this going. I'm going to hand it here. I'm going to throw it there, zippy zip over there. And it's super dynamic. But the minute that you allow that quarterback to start running around and he knows what's going on in the back end. And here's another great point. Because this should be said now. There's one thing to run around scared and like, oh my gosh, what's going on? There's one thing to run around when your eyes are downfield and you kind of know what's happening around you and you know you can slip away and you're still seeing things develop and you're like, you know what, there it is right there. That is so awesome. And for an offensive lineman, it's incredible because it really does make things like where you didn't mess up. Well, you messed up, but he got us out of it, and somehow everything's all better, and here we are again at another first down. That's all we're looking for here is get us to a next first down. And I love to, and people, they overshadow this all the time. Oh, it's not a big deal. I love when you turn in these like RPOs into like a real 3-man option, right? Because I could hand it, I could throw it, or I could just run it. Like that's when all of a sudden the defenses are like, oh my God. Because I told you, it's easy to cover the field when everyone's like, hey, just get to that spot. Go right where he's standing. He's not going to move. He might move a little bit, but he's not going anywhere. Now it's like you have to cover every inch of the field because he could just run to the sideline, throw it backside. Like they're just it's so fun to watch. I know.
So
it's different. It's different, and it's cool.
Boone, this success started with Kirk, but here's this is just a feeling from watching this team from the press box and the sideline. It feels like there is if this is the right word, reinvigoration of the players too.
Yeah.
And I can't quantify it exactly. It feels like a weight is off of some sort though, and that it's actually more fun. And I don't know if that's a critique of Kirk, if that is praise of Dobbs, if that falls in between both. But to your point, it definitely feels like there is a different feeling and perhaps one of less pressure than I had sensed for a long time in that stadium from the home sideline.
Because, and this is my theory on that, the team, the offensive team, the unit will always take the vibe of the quarterback. If you've noticed, Kirk is more of a very straight-laced, so they're very straight-laced. Tom Brady's offense was very like Tom, to the point. We don't talk a lot. We are this. Aaron Rodgers' team, they like to have a lot of fun. Patrick Mahomes, they like to have fun. Like, it's just, you kind of take on this aura, and it seems like Josh Dobbs is this guy that's like very, very chill vibe. I'm going to get out of it. I'll find a way. We're going to be okay. Don't worry. As long as there, and that's one of the things that it really kind of hit me when I went to Seattle, and Pete would say this, as long as there is time on that clock, we have a chance. And he's right. The quarterback can just continue to run around. He'll find somebody open as long as there is time on this. And that takes a whole new vibe to like, yeah, I guess we're good. Down by 3, 2 minute. All right, here we go. Make something happen, bud. It's either you, them, could be a lot of, like, all of a sudden defenses at the same time, they feel it. And they're like, man, these guys are just rolling. We gotta stop them. We gotta get a big hit. Like what Daniil did to Derek Carr. They're trying to do that. And it's so hard because when the quarterback's elusive and you can never get a really good hit on him, when do you ever really get a shot on him? Like, you look at Lamar. He's been running around for years. People are like, oh, you got to watch out. It's not as easy as you think it is to just run up and open field tackle these guys, because the next thing you know, you're on the ground and you're like, where'd they go? They're just extremely elusive. Cap wasn't fast. He was just elusive. He could, and it just looked like a deer running. Oh my God, he's covering so much ground, like just gone. And guys would be falling down and you'd be like, it's stupid. Gotta go, take off. You're just running up. The worst was, you'd be running downfield laughing at everybody for all the missed tackles. And then you get down there, you'd be celebrating. But yeah, dude, what's that? He'd be like, dude, flag. You'd be like, God, flag, what? Holding bullshit.
Dude, I think the other crazy thing too is the Atlanta game was talked about enough. Yeah. Kevin O'Connell's in the speakers of the helmet the whole time navigating, but then it was almost like people exhaled and said, okay, well, now he's going to have a week to actually meet his teammates and learn the playbook. And so, but dude, he's only been there for 12 days as of this Monday.
Right.
So, and they had their highest scoring offensive output against Atlanta of the season, 31 points. They just scored 27 points. They were a field goal away from their second highest offensive output, even kind of stalling out in the second half. Can you just speak to this dude's coming in here and he's learning something completely on the fly? It almost feels even more impressive than, and he's been lauded for it, but I'm still just sort of in awe over how this offense has cruised for like 6 or 7 quarters out of 8 since these injuries happened.
I really do think a lot of it is because it's the whole new scheme. The minute you put a new dynamic player on the field, the defense has to watch him. Like, the one play that was kind of fun for me was the minute he shifted out to receiver, you saw like 4 guys look at each other like,
yes,
what are they doing? What's going on? Is he going to catch a ball now? Like, what? It opens up this entire playbook for people to panic. And Mackie, we've talked about this a ton. The minute I can get just half a step on you, you're done. You're toast. I'm going to create enough separation. Our receivers are fast enough. We are dynamic enough. We're having a lot of fun over here. And that's another thing. The minute you start having fun, you start playing and gelling really, really well. And the minute you start beating teams and you're kind of like, hey, we're just out here winging it. And look what we're doing. We're kind of kicking some ass. Like, we're not even really putting the pedal on the metal yet. And it's exciting because when you see that aura of a team, and normally you see it go the opposite way. Team loses a quarterback and everyone's, God, here we go. I got 8 more weeks of this. Now they're like, hey, wait a minute. We might be able to get in this thing, make a few runs, punch a few people, have some fun while we're doing it. And at the same time, we're relearning a whole new offense. We're starting to refigure ourselves. Our identity is becoming a little bit different, and teams have to pivot and go, okay, this is who they were, this is who they are. What are we going to do? Because it's easy when you sit back and at times People are like, do you blitz a good quarterback? Do you not blitz a good quarterback? I think it's in the moment. Like in the moment, somebody can feel whether you need to put pressure on or try and get pressure on. When you have a quarterback that can run around, we've talked about this, rush lanes, the integrity, the gap integrity. Are we going to blitz him? Are we going to send 7 guys towards him just for him to run right up the middle? Do we want to do that? Do we want to expose ourselves like this? Can we handle a one-on-one matchup on the outside when JJ comes back? And you think about it, JJ, TJ, KJ. Could you go one-on-one with that? Then you have Jordan Addison and Powell and all of a sudden Ty Chandler. Can you do that? You see all of a sudden why people are now looking at this team going, oh, shit. You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me.
Dude,
why didn't they just take Jameis Winston? Why didn't they just go for him?
Colt McCoy was just sitting there.
Do you see why I told you don't get that dude on your team? He came in like, oh, I got this. 2 picks later, he was like, I don't got this. Like,
Sorry about that.
Sorry. No, we're not sorry. Get the hell out of here.
Jug, go ahead. One more thing, and then we'll break down film. Go ahead.
So how much of this can, as it's put on film, how much can defenses improve? Because it did look like the Saints were like, we got no clue. The first half, the Saints were, I mean, Dobbs was spectacular, but it was also, I think it was hard to prepare for an offense that they didn't know exactly what it was going to do. So as this gets put on film by Dobbs, does it give defenses a better chance, or are there so many possibilities that it actually might make a difference, but it's not going to be a huge one?
In the realistic world, if you're looking at a playbook, we've just looked at the cover. We haven't even opened the book to how much more is left. Like, there are so many more things we can do. I think when teams look at this, they go, okay, we kind of expected this. We expected them to go in this direction. Now, how much farther are they going to go? Are they going to start throwing in motions? Are they going to start throwing in bubble screens? Are they going to start throwing in a ton of weird variety of formations? Like, how much of this is going to become a problem? It's already a problem. We haven't even opened the book of, oh, dude, we got that down there way in the back that we're going to pull out like a 4 wide, and all of a sudden people are like, okay, give up. Because the one thing I did see is when you rush 3, you're really putting yourself in a position. Like, he's just going to take off for 8 or 10, or he's going to just hit it right between the seams. Like, that's the one thing. And he is ballsy. He threw a ball to Jordan Addison.
Yeah,
it should have been picked, but I will say this. To come in and have that confidence, I know I've said this before. If you're going to win like that, you got to roll like that. Like, as an offensive lineman, the minute I saw that ball gone, I was like, this dude is ballsy. But you know that, right? He's just told you, hey, I don't care. I think I can fit it in there. I'm going to throw it. If you have to run down there and make the tackle, you do it. Got it. All right, cool. We're going to win like this the rest of the season. But at the same time, it shows you I have the confidence to do this. I am not just a backup that's going to come in here and dink and dunk and try to be, we're going to win with the little chess match. Like, dude, those games are really, really tough to do for a long time. But when you can come in and be like, don't worry, guys, I'm not afraid to fit it in there, because it should have been picked, but it wasn't. And now all of a sudden you think, how much more confidence does he gain from that, from throwing it?
Yeah, and wow. I mean, the first game starts with a safety and a bunch of turnovers, and they still come back and win. It's like, you can make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes if you're looking to make big plays too, right? So, all right, we're going to break down a bunch of film here with our guy Boone, so he can tell us what's actually happening in the trenches, because we don't really know what we're looking at all the time. A shout out to our friends over at AG1, though, before we get into the film here. So about 5 or 6 years ago, I discovered AG1 products, and it's been a game changer. If you're not always great at eating as clean as maybe an Alex Boone level athlete, this provides you 1 scoop in the morning with your water, maybe 1 scoop in the middle of the afternoon, 75 high-quality nutrients. It's foundational nutrition that supports your body's universal needs like gut optimization, stress management, immune support. It's just, it's huge. It helps with that brain fog that you sometimes get early and middle of the afternoon. And if you're busy running around, this is just great nutritional insurance. If you want to take ownership of your health, it starts with AG1. Try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3K2 and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase. Go to drinkag1.com/purpledaily. That's drinkag1.com/purpledaily. Also, boys, I just got a message here from a listener who went on Prize Picks and wound up, this is a $50 power play on the basketball side. I didn't send this to Dex. I'm just going to hold this up so you guys see it. That's a $500 win right there. A little Wemby, a little Jaden McDaniels, a little Mike Conley on the assists, Anthony Edwards too. Prize Picks is a great way for you to win up to 25 times your money this football or basketball season. You just select 2 or more players, you pick more or less on their projected stats, and you place your entry. And now with basketball season here, you can do combo projections across football and basketball. So, for example, you could do like Karl Anthony Towns and Travis Kelce or something on a 10.5 combo of 3-pointers made and receptions. They've got combo deals that you can jump into. Prize Picks also offers Apple Pay for quick and easy deposits into your account this football season. It's a blast. PrizePicks.com/Purple Daily. Use the code Purple Daily for a first deposit match up to $100. PrizePicks.com/Purple Daily with the code Purple Daily. Are you guys ready to break down some film?
Oh, I know I'm ready because I think I just went up a game on UNJ this week too. I think I'm feeling pretty good about myself, Macadac.
Yeah, I don't think you can catch me mathematically for at least 3 more weeks in our picks.
Hey, by the way, did you know that tie almost happened?
I know. So Boone on O-line committee predicted a tie. We were doing like wins and losses. He goes, I want to pick a tie between Chicago and Carolina. And it almost happened.
Dude, had that dude not miss that field goal at the end, I guarantee you it goes into overtime, nobody scores.
So, okay, boys, we're going to start off with, we've got a handful of really good plays, mostly from the first half, and then we want to break down a couple what went wrong runs toward the end of this thing. Mm-hmm. So let's start off. Ty Chandler here getting this. I think this is his first carry of the game here. Cam Akers out for the season, so Ty Chandler's going to get some more run. We'll run this, and Boone can tell us what's happening. And jump in. The other guys,
just
too.
Showing up in a big way. Ty Chandler in the run game.
Mm-hmm.
Burp, 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 burp. Get going. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. You know why I love it? Number one, before we start this, what is this play doing? It's getting these 2 big beef eaters in the middle really tired, right? Like we're going to beat on them, and then we're going to
These guys right here?
Yep. Look at them. They're
Beef
big,
eaters.
beefy.
I love that term. Beef eaters.
Sometimes they
Such a
smell
great
bad.
term.
Football.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
But I love it because we're going to come down here, we're going to beat on them like it's a power, we're going to take it out to the outside, so we're going to get them to run. And at the same time, we're getting everybody to run. I think that's another thing that I saw this week is that this is starting to open up a little bit where it's like, hey, we don't always have to go between the tackles. Let's get out here. Let's get way out here. Let's see what they want to do when we get out here. Because at the same time, we don't block Cam Jordan. TJ Hawkinson comes around here, and as he does this, he has a decision to make. If this guy's a threat enough, we stay. If not, you go, right? Because we don't want to, the number 1 Pro Bowler on the field right now, right? As he's coming down, he's thinking zone away, right? And all of a sudden, he's in a dilemma, and TJ's like, do I leave him or do I block him? Because if he's screaming up the field, TJ will block him. But right now, since he's so down there, because, go back a little bit, he thought it was zone away. If you watch the way that Brian O'Neill, this is like a simple split, a zone split.
Also, dude, doesn't Ty Chandler takes a step left and fakes a zone
because
away
it's
here,
a zone split. We're faking this jet right here. Like this, there's a lot going into this picture, right? Let's all just appreciate the fact that, look at that. Oh, wait, go back real quick. Look at the timing of that fake. Dude just got here 12 freaking days ago. Look at this. Watch this. Ready? Go. That's pretty believable to me. Pause. See what the linebackers see? Yeah, they don't know what they're looking at. That's why this becomes so fun. We're starting to open up more. We're starting to do things. His back is turned to the defense. Somebody's running across. Ty Chandler looks like he's running zone to the left. And at the same time, we know that Hawk's going in a Y slide. There are so many elements to this play. These guys don't know whether to shit or go blind. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, this is where we start to laugh. Because we're like, you don't know what's going on, right? We're selling this split. Cam comes down because he thinks it's zone away. He's trying to squeeze, but see how TJ gets around him. It's a great job of kind of hitting him at the same time, which gets Ty just around the edge. TJ gets on this block. I think that's DeMario Davis, which just gets Ty right up the field, which is enough for him to turn this up. But see at the same time, see how everyone's having to run all the way across here. Look at this big beef eater on the logo. He's like, God, look
at these guys. These guys right here.
He's like, dude, are you serious?
They're tired already.
Exactly. We're starting to tire them out in different ways. And at the same time, we're gaining ground. We're having fun. We're beating these guys up. All these linebackers got sucked in here. Ty Chandler just sweeps around the edge and up. First down. It's all we need. It's all we want.
Beautiful,
so sick
man.
of everybody like, where's the big play? It doesn't happen all the time. You need to get first downs. Keep moving these chains. Let's keep the ball in our possession. Here we go.
Here's another one.
Yep.
This one was fun.
This is a play that you aren't calling with Kirk Cousins, obviously.
Exactly. If I'm not mistaken, wasn't this third down?
Yes.
I remember watching this because I remember thinking the exact same thing. Pause. This is great because as we go in here, this is the same thing that now Kirk could run this, right? But he's not going to keep it. or I
Right.
wouldn't expect him to keep it. Maybe he does. I don't know. I'm not going to put words in his mouth. But at the same time,
I think you're pretty safe in assuming.
I will.
That, yeah.
No, he's not going to.
I'm just going to be straight. This right here, this action gets everybody to bite up, right?
Yep.
If Kirk does hand this, does he get the first down? I don't know. Number 5 right there, he's looking awfully tough. But what it allows us to do is get an extra blocker out here for somebody else that is efficient enough to run. Like, look at this. It opens up this perfect lane. And then there's nobody behind him. This is going to start putting pressure on defenses to go, do you want to put this many guys on the line of scrimmage? Are you going to do this? Because look, this is simple for us. He's jogging right now. Like, nah, dude, I got my first down. Look how many guys are up here right now. This is going to start to make defenses go, what do we do? We have to be smarter than this. Great block by Oliver. Great block by Ty Chandler. By the way, Oliver's blocking a Hall of Famer. Like, this guy's been showing up a lot this year, and it's plays like this and tight ends. You need tight ends in this kind of an offense because they need to be able to block the defensive ends.
Oliver's a badass, man.
Dude, he is a badass.
He's in your room.
He needs to be able to do stuff like this because you ask them to come back a lot and block defensive ends, and you ask them to make decisions in a quick hurry. Hey, if that guy can't make the play, scream up to the linebacker instead. This is perfect. Look at this. It's so simple, yet it's like death by paper cuts because Tyrann Mathieu is like, my God, I want to hit him so bad, but he can't. Like, This is what's so fun about it, and we're just clock's trickling.
This is another. We're in the red zone now. Here, it's a third down. A handful of yards to go. Vikings and Saints tied at 3 here, so this is not quite to the red zone, I guess.
Here we go. Oh, you know who they're bringing back in. Look at that little beef eater.
A little CJ Ham action.
The old hamster. He's my dude. So we started out in a 5 wide.
Then we'll go.
No, we're good. We're good. We bring Ham back in. Simple. There it is.
The Hawk, man. Just ribs just stick
Reisner.
up.
Reisner.
And the kick. And the kick. Oh, I love the kick.
Reisner got him an extra 4 yards,
Mackie,
dude.
you're a hater.
No. Wait for it. I didn't edit that out. The film cut off there, but it shows the full thing here. It'll show the full thing here.
It does show the kick.
This is great. Dude, Reisner's the first guy down there on every play. Look at him. He's back here. Watch him run.
I'm up. Eyes outfield. Boop, boop.
What a great play.
Reisner.
Take it back.
Look at him. He gets it. That's 4 yards.
The kick. The kick.
That linebacker's like, what
great.
the hell is he doing?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Listen, this is great. We love this. Show it. Here we go. We're in empty. They're in this Ruby front. 3 down. Linebacker up. Simple, right? They're like, we're going to force him to throw it. Exactly. All of a sudden, we motion in Ham. Tyrann comes over here. Darisaw lets everybody know, hey, we got trouble on the edge. Everybody's letting everybody know who we got. We're going 5-0. He's telling them we're going.
What's Reisner pointing at there?
He's pointing at 32. He's probably telling them we're going out to him.
Okay.
Nope.
And so when he says you're going out to him, Bradbury obviously has to be on 90, right?
Correct. Ed Ingram's telling him he's got Demario Davis. Reisner has 20. He already did it. He hit his helmet and pointed to him, which tells you I have him.
So he's too close to not take him, right?
Correct.
And so then
technically here you could, right? This is where you get caught into a situation where you go, who do I want to put Ham on? Now, number one, Ham is different, right? Ham could block anybody. I would trust him to block Cam Jordan. But assume, because we're not on a third down, no one's going to turn around and look who the running back is. Assume we have all the same running back rules. Who do we want to put the running back on, 20 or 32? Who would be a better rusher? In this situation,
and never 96, obviously.
Correct.
So,
why?
Yeah.
Because he's 100 pounds heavier than the running back.
Yeah.
That's just not even a fair fight. That's stupid. Yeah. Like, why are we out here if we're just going to let the little dude block the big dudes? But at the same time, if I were in this situation right here, when Cam's not in the building, we're just 5 up right here. The minute that 32 walks in, I would have kept it the same, right? I would just say, hey, we're blocking inside out, which they're doing. He doesn't end up coming. They all drop. Oh, here comes Jay's biggest pet peeve.
three guys on one right here.
3 guys sandwiching one dude.
Yep.
But at the same time, you got your big tackles in, so you got to make. I used to tell these guys, like, this is where I'm going to make you earn your money a little bit. I'm just going to sit here and pretend like I'm working, make them do all the work. They just get so mad.
This is a great pocket, dude.
They get paid a lot. It's perfect. The problem becomes when you're downfield and you have this coverage, if nobody's open, you have to do something, right? And this is where at times most of these quarterbacks, they'll eat this sack and go, nothing was open, or they'll try and get out and do something. But to be able to sit in this pocket like this, super calm, looking downfield the whole time, I make an escape plan. Nope, I regret that. I'm down. But right here, see how his eyes go up? To be able to do that. And number one kind of gets caught in a bad situation because he's like, do I chase down Dobbs or do I go after TJ? What am I doing here? As you play it,
I want to see the routes.
3x1.
So pocket is pristine.
Super clean.
Pristine. Where's he? I mean, it's good coverage, right? I mean,
you can't go anywhere. They've dropped 8. Where are you going to go?
Watch the duck and run, too.
Right. And it gets tough because as you get into the red zone, this is where people say the quarterbacks have to make their money. But right here, you can see clearly there's nothing open, right? A lot of quarterbacks will probably just check down to Ham over here who's leaking out late. But at the same time, you have a guy over there. You have 2 guys over there. Like that's. But what he does a great job of is waiting just enough for everyone to get around, and then he escapes out over here. And when he does, he catches Hawk on the scramble drill. And see number 1 right there runs up to go make the tackle, and he leaves his assignment. We would see this a lot. And all of a sudden, if you can get the quarterback to get his eyes up and just pitch this ball, see that? A play that should get you 4-5. Now you're down to, let's see, where's Reisner going to push him to?
Reisner.
3. See? Now all of a sudden,
Bang.
and at the same time, don't you think everybody's having a lot of fun? Like when you're the O lineman, you're a little panicky because you're like, I don't want this guy to get a sack. But the minute he dumps it off and you see another guy running down there and just bulldoze over a pile and kick it, you gotta laugh.
Whoa,
you have to look at that.
Look at
that. I mean, that almost went higher than Jordan Addison's head.
Torn hamstring there for Dalton.
Right?
Dalton Reisner questionable with a hamstring.
He shows up on the injury report this week.
Hamstring. He could be
Bad
Greg
hammy.
Joseph's replacement at this rate. So Boone, let's go back, Phil. If
I
you
know
can,
this one.
To
You wanna go back to the other play?
the previous play, because I've got a question for you.
I have an answer.
What type of threat does it make it when, if you are the Broncos or Bears, you see this play on film, and yes, Dobbs can run, which is great, but he also has the dual threat here, and this play points it out perfectly, of he keeps his eyes downfield as well.
Yeah.
So, like, what's the antidote to this when you see this on film? Because if he had just taken off, it's, basically pursue him. But what makes this play so dangerous, in my opinion, is clean pocket, breaks down. Now he ducks and runs. So I think we all assume he's going to run. But now, watch this. Like you said, the eyes come back upfield. So what do opposing teams do? Because
That's
this
Russell
to me
Wilson,
presents
man. That's like vintage
huge
Russell.
problems.
You tell number 1 you're not allowed to leave TJ Hawkinson. You tell him, see, if you go back, 20 spying Josh the whole time. See him right there? He starts up and then he drifts back, and he's spying on him the whole time. He needs to go make that tackle right now. What are you waiting for? Seriously, there is no more waiting. The minute he steps up and puts his eyes down, you need to go thump him, because if you don't, these guys get put in a bind in the back end because they start freaking out, right? Like number 1's running and he's like, should I run up here and tackle him? Is he going to run for the first down? We don't know what he's going to do. And then the minute he sees that, he's like, dude, are you serious?
Yeah.
We haven't seen enough film of him in this jersey to know what he's going to do, but now that we know.
So 20 should be right about now, right? Like, okay, dude, get in there.
Right there.
Get in there.
Yes.
Get in there.
Right there.
Yeah.
Right there. Right there. Look, jump, drive now.
Yeah.
Go, drive.
Interesting. Okay.
I know.
TJ Hawkinson catching 10 passes in the first half with severe pain shooting from his midsection and ribs and wearing a flak
Did you see
jacket.
some of those shots he was taking? My God.
Poor guy.
Poor guy. All right,
Let's
here we
keep it
go.
rolling here. This is a first half continuing here. It's just one of the most impressive first halves.
This is it right here. This play made me laugh a lot.
Okay, so these guys.
So
we got
safety's like, does anyone realize that the quarterback just moved? Look at Tyron's like, what's going on? Everyone kind of looks like they're in like a daze. What's going on? Look at the cornerbacks. You're like, oh, we're just going to go man on. Literally, we're going to go man. Look, he's telling them we're going to go. They don't even realize they're getting done.
So easy.
I wish you would. Do you have this from the sideline? Because whoever the hell this is at the widest, you're an idiot. You got 3 guys up here, all pressed. The quarterback runs out. Pause. If I'm just a betting man, I'm assuming it's a run.
But you have to cover him, right? I mean,
you have to cover him, but watch how easy it is for these receivers to come down and just collapse this entire. Look at that, right there.
yeah.
Keneal Harry makes a nice block here.
Dude, I don't know. There's not a lot you can do because look, number 6 is like, hey, what am I doing over here? He just realized the quarterback shifted out too. Like, this is just so fun because it's so new and it's so fresh, and everyone's like, what is this? It's a touchdown. That's what
Look
it
at
is. It's a walk-in. Dude, it's a walk-in.
just toying with number 23 there.
You don't even think he used his hands. Come on, dude.
Who hit the deck? Was it Ingram? Somebody tripped. Ingram.
No, someone's cutting. Let's see.
Oh, he's cutting. Okay.
Everybody knows you cut on 5, Ed, not 3. Oh, he kind of got kicked, though. That sucks.
So this play,
Marshawn Lattimore was like, dude, just get off me. Just get off. I don't want any
I'll
of
let
this
him
smoke.
score. So O'Connell said in his post-game presser, just for reference as well, that this play was put in last week. So this is a play they, obviously did not have. I'm a little bit surprised because you actually could run this play with Kirk, but this is the type of play that they put in with Dobbs arriving here, which I think is an interesting conversation as far as to not just opening up the playbook, Boone, but also having the ability to redo the playbook.
Yeah, absolutely. And then even to add on and start growing your playbook.
Yep.
You could easily put this in with Kirk, but you're going to motion him all the way to the sideline. All the way to the sideline. And then at that point, we all know what's happening. But when you throw it in with Josh Dobbs, you're like, is he going to get
it's a more legitimate.
Is he going to get a pass? Could he get a reverse pass?
Could he come on a jet sweep, take the
Right?
ball,
It
throw it back
opens
across
up
the field?
so many possibilities that people are like, okay, here we go. Back to the drawing board. We have to figure out how to go. And that might even be the hardest, the 5 in, because now you're literally covering the entire sideline to sideline. And the offense knows that. We have the entire width of the field to use right here. Let's force them to cover every inch of it, whether they're thinking it's a run, it's a pass, it's a play action, it's an RPO. Like, it just becomes really difficult for defenses.
Hey, this is the next play. So this is the Saints had their drive. I think they punted, and now the Vikings get the ball back. So keep in mind, the Vikings they've got the run game going a little bit. They're doing read option. They've done a direct snap to Ty Chandler. So the run game is, to this point in the game, working. And this is the first play back here, next possession. Look at that. What a beautiful play.
Dude, I love this. I love it.
Just get
A fake pitch
everything
that.
moving.
He's jumping. Watch his footwork when he throws this pass. He's not set. This is arm strength right here.
That's a phenomenal pass, and it's such a natural window, which is so fun, and it's all just off this action, this quick toss action. Everybody just runs, takes off. Here we go, DeMario, safety's coming up. They're all gone. Look how natural this window just opens up. This is one of my favorite routes. We actually run this on our 6th grade team. Go back just a tiny bit. Just rewind it a tiny bit. You'll see the triangle. Play it. Keep going, pause. See the triangle? See the triangle
Right here?
effect they have? Yes. Those 3 receivers. This is huge in the NFL, right? We always want to create a triangle effect because the first 2 guys are going to clear out everything for my buddy in the back. See him? And Demario Davis already knows it. Look at him. He's got his head down, completely sprinting 5 yards away. There's 0 chance you're going to catch up to Jordan Addison. I mean, this is what makes this so fun. But what caused that window? A simple pitch fake. That's it. This right there was believed by everybody you see on the screen.
They're all at the hash. They're all at the hash or further left.
And we've already turned up and we're turning the other way. The receivers, what I tell you about just half a step, I just need half, and there it is. And it just creates this easy pitch and catch window for everybody. And now, instead of being down by our goal line, we're at midfield. I love waggles and nakeds and boots because it makes the defense really start to respect your run game. Because now they're like, okay, we can't be fooled by this stuff anymore. We have to start playing smarter, and it slows them down a little bit. It starts making them think. You know what happens when the defenders start thinking? They've lost. They're not going to beat us.
Because defensive players are idiots, we've learned.
They're idiots, dude. Blind dogs in a meat house. You see this ball? Go get it. Go get the ball.
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Which
yeah,
actually
we mess with
is a
them.
good time to shout out our friends over at Nutrisource, by the way, boys and girls. Nutrisource is the official dog and pet food of Mackie and Judd, of Purple Daily, of Score. Maya Mackey was up early this morning, once again, begging for her Nutrisource chicken and rice because she loves eating the same thing every day. That's how good Nutrisource is.
Stella, 5 a.m. today, boys. 5 a.m. We decided I want my Nutrisource, and damn it, I want it now. What time did the Vinster get fed, Declan? I hope you got more sleep than I did.
Oh no, Vinny was up late last night, and to get him to go potty one last time before bed, so he doesn't make an accident in the bed, which is not a good thing to have happen. You give him some Nutrisource treats, and it just relieves all that pressure. Good for Nutrisource helping out my dog.
NutrisourcePetFoods.com. That's NutrisourcePetFoods.com. Also, a shout out to our friends over at Summit Orthopedics. If you're dealing with any type of pain, you are maybe questionable this week with some sort of back or shoulder or knee or hip, whatever it is, Summit Orthopedics can help you out. No referrals are needed. They offer same-day appointments if you're really hurting. They also offer walk-in orthopedic urgent care 7 days a week starting at 8 a.m., 25 locations in the Twin Cities and greater metro area. That's Summit Orthopedics, summitortho.com, summitortho.com. Okay, we have a 3rd and 6 here, boys.
Here we go.
We've got 4 minutes left in the second quarter. Vikings trying to extend their 10-3 lead.
Did we just have a TV timeout? That was incredible.
We did right there. The three
Back
of
to
us,
the
the
game.
4 of us.
Back to the action. Here we go. Here, this is starting to be a little bit of a tendency. I kind of like it. This little empty, bring them back in. Let's see what they do. Oh, here we go. I'm just gonna run around. You know what? I'll do it myself.
It's incredible.
I was
Pause.
evil laughing on my couch watching this play.
Go
Just
back real quick. Just go back real quick. Go back real quick.
to the
I
wide,
just
or do you
warned you, and people still don't believe me to this day. Like I wasn't in the room. Like I didn't see it from firsthand. Take it back a little bit more. I want to see the whole thing. I'll show
You want the wide? You want the
I'll
wide?
show you the wide because I want to show you the whole field. Because remember, when you're dealing with pocket passers, what's the most important part of the field right now? The 12-yard line on the right hash is the most important part of the field, right?
Okay.
We talked about it. Like pocket passers, they're not moving from that 12-yard line, right where he's
Gotcha,
standing. That's
gotcha. Yep.
where I am. I warned you. The minute we get down here, people are like, "Oh, well, everything collapses, everything closes." Yeah, well, when you have somebody that can run around, and we have receivers that are smart, and they can figure out, hey, he's either going to throw it or run it, they can just start running people off and move people for us. They're going to start to figure out his tendencies. Like, okay, he's going to run to throw, or he's just running to run. Like right here, see how the entire from the left hash to the end zone is pretty much vacated?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's stupid. I'm telling you right now, it's stupid. We used to watch defenses and go, hey, if we get in this situation down in the low red and they do this, Cap, you just take off to the left. We'll be smart enough to find you, and we'll get everybody out of your way.
So right here, he has to beat one guy, basically.
One-on-one. You're not beating him. You're not. He's an elusive quarterback. They're smart. And at the same time, you know what's running through the back of that guy's mind? Is this going to be a fine? If I hit him, am I going to get fined?
Yeah. No, it's a thing, dude. It's a thing.
We're humans. They're human men thoughts running through your head right now. If I decleat this guy, am I going to get a $20,000 fine? Son of a... And now you're trying to dive for his ankles? That's stupid because he's smart enough to get out of it. Once again, great pocket. Great pocket.
Yeah, not bad protection here.
It's a great pocket. But I just told you, everything closes down there. Well, we found the anecdote. You close all those windows for us, and this guy's just going to slip out to the left. I love this. This guy had no chance.
So when this play starts, what are the options? Like what's the intention, and where does him actually having to scramble to his left fall in the options, do you think?
Here we go. Let's see what we got. A little one by. We call it a one by because the tight end's by himself. He's covered.
Okay.
Powell's covered. Jordan's covered. Looks like
he wants to go up here.
Yep.
To start with.
He definitely wants to pass.
He's definitely trying to throw it through a window, but everything's covered because remember, you're down here. There's not a lot of space for them. It's their advantage. But if you don't keep him bottled in tight and you let him run around, eventually he can just find lanes and spaces.
He had Powell
he can
here
still
too.
throw it right there. Yeah.
Yep,
and that's where defenses are going to start to figure out we are really going to be in a bind. We have to play. And this is why who's their next game?
It's going to be at Denver on Sunday night.
Things like this only become a problem when you have really, really disciplined defenses that understand their assignments, that know everything, because then you don't have half of a field vacated by a defense. You have guys waiting over there, sitting over there, doing something, being smart and productive, going, well, we can't just let him run around over here. It could be, especially too, because you haven't even put in your whole offense. Like, everyone's kind of like, oh, well, eventually the rush is going to go down and they're going to lose. Well, if we haven't even stopped installing our offense, defenses still haven't figured us out yet. At what point, until we face a really good team that just has a phenomenal offense and a stout defense, it's not going to really, I don't see it being bad at all. Because once again, defenses are focusing on what they did last week, and all of a sudden you come out with a whole new game plan. And that's another thing, is you can just continuously keep changing up the game plans, because you're like, well, what are we doing that's different? Well, we're just having a threat that the quarterback could run it. So after we do every zone handoff, the quarterback just takes off. After every power handoff, the quarterback just takes off. After every power, I mean, now they have powers where the quarterback are following the running backs. You have 3 lead blockers coming through a hole that Darisaw just created. My God, talk dirty to me. Wow.
Are you guys just fired up for Sunday night? For the Joshua Dobbs experience on Sunday night football.
It's the best night. It's the best game.
It's time for the Pastronaut.
Here's a guy that everybody's been talking about all week. Just doing tremendous work. Yeah. No, hey, Sunday Night Football was my favorite game of the week, because there was something about, like, everybody had played all day. You were the last game. You knew everybody was at home, sitting down, getting ready for bed or in bed. You were like, dude, just going to go out and ball, kick ass. And it sucked, because every time on the plane ride home, all that was on TV was the news. And you were like, there's nothing to watch. It just sucked. But it was awesome to go out and play. It's so fun.
I think we're going to save this. I'm stockpiling sort of like failed runs, because they haven't really, the second half they slowed down. But since we're kind of running low on time.
No, this is a positive show today.
This is happy.
Hey,
That's what I try to tell him.
Yo, Boone, actually, so I have 6 nephews. Uncle Declan runs really deep with all the nephews, and one of them just started Tots football.
Nice.
So here's nephew Arnie right here, getting the handoff, rolling around. Speaking of elusive feet, check out these elusive feet by nephew Arnie.
Look at the
here.
field vision right there.
Look at the field, the spin move. Ready
If that's
to go.
college, he's
Juked
down
himself
right
He tackled
now.
himself. He tackled himself.
He did.
Dude, kids are the best. When you coach that age, I just got finished coaching the flag for the NFL Vikings thing over at Eden Prairie. It is so fun, because sometimes they just come out there and they just go bonkers, dude. And you can't control them no matter what you say, what you do. They're just go. And then all of a sudden they start getting mad at other kids on the other team, and they're like giving them mean looks. And they're like, dude, this is so funny, because it never changes. You go to high school, you're still giving each other mean looks and starting fights with the other team. Nobody can control you. College, it's even worse. And in the pros, it's just even worse. It is so fun, dude. Tell Arnie he needs to move over to my team. I'm not even kidding.
You got it.
We got some.
Let's
him
make
know.
this happen. Yeah.
He's in the Mendota
we need a
area,
trade.
so he's close to TCO. They live pretty close
Mendota,
to TCO,
okay.
so they're in Mendota.
Can you swing trades? Is that allowed in
Yeah,
youth
can we
football?
swing a trade? What do we need for Arnie?
When's the trade deadline?
Hey, in the grade school league, if you want to swing a trade, it has to get approved by the commish. The trades are very rarely like nobody's like, I'm going to trade you this kid for that kid. Could you imagine being that kid's parents? So listen, I know we drafted you. We just feel that the situation would be a lot better if Trevor would go to the other team.
Yeah, Trevor is not living up to his contract, quite frankly, and so we've got some cat problems we're dealing with.
Football.
Hey Dex, why don't you fire someone's ass before we say goodbye?
I
here?
can. I think Judd is going to be very disappointed in my decision here, but I'm going to fire. So actually, I had a coach. I was thinking I was going to fire for the second time maybe on this podcast, but something happened. Something tipped me off late last night. I am firing the NBC executives who decided to air the Jets-Raiders game simply so we could play a 90-second package of the Heidi game. That's the only reason that happened.
They did.
That's
They
the
had
only
that thing
reason
in the
that
can,
game.
dude. They had that in the can.
Yes.
With the little kid at the time who's now 65
That-
who played Heidi.
That game had no business being on Sunday Night Football except for a bunch of boomer executives who had to just cater
They
to a
coulda moved it.
90-second thing about the Heidi game. Dude, are you kidding me? You're fired. All you guys,
I have no problem with
fired.
that. I have no
Fired.
problem with that.
I saw
for some
you tweeted that you
Heidi.
said this is perfection last
The
night.
thing was perfection, but they could have released it on YouTube.
Yeah.
They could have. That
didn't
could have
have
been
to
a
show the
tweet.
game.
Could have
They-
been a tweet.
It was right though. Like that's what they did. They saw this game on the schedule, like, oh my god, perfect. Nom, 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 nom. We're gonna eat this all up for the Heidi game. And that game, come on, why are we putting that game on Sunday Night Football?
They originally scheduled it for Rogers, But then you're right. Once he was out,
Also true.
flex
But-
out of it.
Yeah.
By the way,
Amazing.
did you see the Jets almost won too? If Conklin doesn't put his hand in front of Garrett Wilson's hands.
Yes.
Yeah.
He broke up the pass.
That was an absurd last throw by Zach
That's
Wilson.
a
to be
great
honest.
throw. He has arm talent. He just is an idiot.
Can I just say that in the rooms, when that play comes on, there are a lot of people like, what are we doing, bud? What are we doing? We threw it to 17. How do you put your big fat mitt in front of it? Like, what are you doing? I do think, too, that Aaron Rodgers is coming back this year. I'm telling you, man. Watch out for these dudes.
God.
But they're 4-5. They're gonna have to win a game here.
They will.
You know?
Don't worry. Give them,
The entire AFC North is in the playoffs right now too. So you got to climb a whole division just to get into a wild card spot.
that division's up and down, too. It's a mess. But, hey, more importantly, another big win coming this week. Denver.
Yeah, I think Sean Payton's in for a little Kevin O'Connell knuckle
Where's
sandwich.
that game at?
In Denver.
Oh, so he's not going to have the Vikings logo on the field?
No.
You didn't hear about that?
For what?
He put who did they just play? They played,
Denver? Did Denver have a bye last week?
no, they played
No, they're
somebody
playing
with-
tonight.
Oh, they're
Denver
playing
plays
tonight. Oh, short week for Denver.
Who are they playing?
Denver plays tonight. They played the Bills.
Bills.
That's right.
Tonight?
They put a Bills logo on their field. And the media was like, "What are you doing?" And he was like, "We always do this to try and simulate being in Buffalo or being wherever." And everybody was like, "Dude, no one's ever seen you do this. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?"
I think that's what we
Could
should
you
do.
imagine
Eden
coming out
Prairie.
to practice like, did I just wake up in Buffalo?
Yeah.
Why
I
is
think
there a
you should
Buffalo
start
Bill on
putting
the field?
Orno logos on the Eden Prairie fields just to simulate.
So,
Yeah, this is a Maple Plain logo, kids. Here we go. Oh man,
that's
he's
getting
Alex
worse.
Boone. Trenches with Boone on Tuesdays here on Purple Daily, where he explains things that we have no idea what we're looking at. Great stuff, dude. And you can find him on the O-line committee too, doing his own stuff. But appreciate you coming in here, Booney.
Always fun. Always
Some
fun
of your
with you guys.
finest work.
Dude, can't wait till next week. Until then, hopefully, dude, this offense can keep growing. There's so many more things they can keep adding, and it's so exciting because that's what I think makes this season fun is that now they have new potential, and now all of a sudden as they start ingesting it and digesting it out, it's like, what are we going to be good at? What are we not good at? Can we keep compounding these wins into all of a sudden, hey, we're a really good team, and honestly, I think Daniil playing lights out. I know we didn't talk about it. But my God, when that dude is out, did you see that spin that he hit?
Yeah,
Ramczyk?
I wanted to cut that.
Did you see
Yeah.
that? Did you see that spin? Oh my God.
That was an amazing.
Hey, for a minute there, I got in a stance and was like, how would I?
How would I do?
I'm looking like, how did you defend? It took me a minute, but I was like, you're right. He should have just gotten down in the fetal position from the beginning. Because that was the. Hey,
I give up.
he was so mad. He got called for hands to the face, and he was like, oh, hands to the face. All right, cool. All right, you want to see hands to the face? Let's show you. Oh my God, he's gone.
These jazz hands right here. That's right. In your face.
I love it, man. Keep it going.
Alex Boone, we'll see you again next Tuesday. This is Purple Daily, daily Vikings entertainment. We just want the Vikings to win a damn Super Bowl before we die. Come on, guys.